About human design and how it's a unique blueprint for you, especially if you work with clients, if you are a spiritual coach, you're a healer, you're a therapist, you're somebody who works in a field where you really deal with one-on-one client work, or you deal with group work. So for example, how I've done retreats or have done human design readings. And I've really used this to up-level my personal business. So today I want to share with you the different things that you can use human design for and why it can be so helpful for you, yourself personally, yourself spiritually, and then also how it can really in turn support your clients, your client work, your holistic work, your spiritual work with others. So we're going to dive deep into why human design is such a unique blueprint and how it can really up-level who you are on the inside and out, and then you can also transform that to your clients. So today we're basically going to take a deep dive into how human design works. So a lot of people are always like, Arlene, what is human design? So human design is made up of 5 different philosophies. It has these ancient philosophies that are thousands and thousands of years old, smashed up into one significant archetype system called human design. The reason why it's called a system is because there are 5 different philosophies, like I said, that are pretty ancient, have been around for thousands of years. And so Ra Ubu Hu was the guy who downloaded all these unique systems from all over the world and put them into a platform called human design. So I have taken dumpster dives on each of these different philosophies. So we have astrology, we have Ayurveda, we also have the I Ching, which is a Chinese genetic coding philosophy. So if you guys are all into quantum physics and healing, that is where the I Ching comes in, really helps support that. There's also the Kabbalah, the tree of life. And if you're unfamiliar with the Kabbalah is, it kind of is coming from the stems of tarot. So that's where Kabbalah comes from. And then the last thing is just the quantum of it all. So human design really helps you get nitty gritty by really going on deep dives with people because it has all these 5 philosophies in it. So this helps you really see and individualize people for who they really are, because you're not just looking at astrology. For example, let's just say you're an astrologer and you're working with clients, or you're using astrology to work with clients, and let's just say they're a Leo sun. Well, that's great to know, right? But what's more about them? And that's why human design offers more insights into everybody individually. For an example, I'm a Virgo, right? And my sun sign is in Virgo. So I'm going to have the Virgo archetype qualities. You know, Virgos are typically like to organize things. We're really good at like systems. We're really good at like putting things in order. We're also the service zodiac sign. So we like to support and help others. But what else can we dive into more than just my client being a Virgo? Well, we can look at their human design chart. And this is going to help you understand, well, okay, I know these other things about them, but what are the workings of it? And human design is kind of like a user's manual. And this is why I love using human design to work with clients, because you're handing them their own user's manual and you're saying, hey, here is who you truly are at your core. And here are the things that you can work on from a conscious level and an unconscious level. And one of the things that I do love about human design is it does give me, the healer, the person who's working with them, who's coaching them and guiding them, it's going to give them the tools to fully understand more than just the basics of them. It's like literally so specific to each individual person. So you get to learn their energy type. So how does their aura work with others? How does their aura really vibrate with others? But also, how does their aura work with them for themselves? What is the most potential that your client could get, or that you could even get if you want to work with human design for yourself? And just understanding your auric field, your energy body is one great way to help your client and even yourself expand and use your energy wisely. Then there's also the other thing that I also love about human design is understanding your authority. Now, the authority is so important because we all make decisions every single day. Your authority in human design helps you understand, nope, I'm not going to be making that decision. Or, ooh, yes, go for it. Yes, say yes to that. Say no to that. Don't eat this, eat that. So we make decisions all day, but what about when we make the big life-changing decisions? Well, human design gives us these different types of authorities that you could be. So for example, I'm a splenic authority. So I need to use my intuition. Once I get a hit, maybe I get some chills on my arms or some little goosebumps, that's my body saying yes or no. Other people have a different authority. They can have the sacral authority where their gut tells them yes or no. Or some of them are in their environment. Maybe their environment is really important. The people who are around them, those are my soundboard authorities. So your friends, your family, the people that are around you are really going to influence the decisions that you make. Maybe you're a reflector and you need a whole 28-day cycle to follow the moon to really make your big impactful decisions. So just understanding every client's human design authority is telling you life-changing. And if you even add their, what is their energy type? Are they a projector? Are they a manifestor? Are they a generator? So once you understand just those two key things, that is already the gateway of your client or yourself understanding who you truly are at your core. And within this work, you can do unconscious work, right? You can do work where you can decondition. This is why I love human design. This is why if you're a therapist, we're therapists and healers and personal development coaches are all here to really help others decondition, right? To take society's jargon that, we don't need to hold on to, or stuff from our childhood that we've been told that we should do, but we're like, why are we doing this? So human design does bring you back to your core self and to who you truly are. Once you understand that, then you have the authority and you have the power to be like, actually, no, I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to stay true to who I am. Or maybe it's like, I didn't know that part about me. Maybe I should be more of a leader. Maybe I should step into this leadership role. So that's where human design kind of tells you on what are the true core essences of who you are and really guiding you into that. Because human design is here to do work to really guide you towards your purpose. We all have a purpose here in this world and in this realm. So human design is one of those tools that really gives you that, but it also is supportive because it helps you give that to your clients. There's no more guesswork for you being the spiritual coach or the therapist or the healer and wondering like, what are the makings of this person? You can literally pull up their chart, look at it, and already know who they are before you even come into a client session with them. And you can use that to guide them, to really get them and up level them to who they really want to be, who they truly need to be, maybe let go of, their desires that they need to let go of, that they thought that they desired, but then they found out, never mind, that's actually not really me. That was just some deconditioning work I needed to do from childhood. So I like to use human design, like I said, as a tool to really plateau my clients, to level them up. And this is just one thing that, again, not every client's going to have the same chart. And this is why it's so amazing and special and unique. And again, because it has 5 different systems in it, like the Ayurveda chakra system and astrology and all the other types that are in it, you can really also dive into each one, right? So you can really go on dumpster dives and different outlets on all the 5 systems that are attached to human design. But even then, if you're like, I just want to know the basic human design stuff, that's still enough for you to still work and connect with your clients. And so that's why I'm super excited to be doing my human design certification, because I'm here to teach you who are healers, coaches, therapists, really wanting to up level and push your clients to really make deep, long-lasting transformation. Because isn't that fulfilling to you? Like when you see your clients leave you and you're like, oh my God, they have changed. Like I remember when Susan walked into my office. Hopefully there's not a Susan that's watching this. This is a made up person. But there's a Susan that came into my office and she had so many limiting beliefs. She was super stuck in her own mind and really need to unwire and decondition and find out who her core true person was. And then maybe after a couple of sessions of using human design as a framework for you to help your clients to get back to their true authority and to their true authentic self, then you start to see the unraveling and you start to see the client have those aha moments and start to see also the thing as a coach or a healer or a therapist is that you can give your clients like a task to do, right? It's like, go practice these things that we learned through the lens of human design. Go practice using your energy type. Go practice using your authority. Go practice using maybe understanding the heart chakras, the root chakra, the sacral chakra. So these are things where you can also give tools to your client to really learn how to embody human design. You're not just telling them, oh, here's this and here's that about you, but actually we're going to walk away with tools and an understanding of human design so that when they come back to you for their next session, they've already embodied it. And then now you get to go deeper and deeper and really guide them into more and more and more transition. Then Susan, who walked into you feeling, all of these things about herself and these disbeliefs about herself, now 3 months later, she's in her power. She's in her authority. Or maybe it's Mike. Mike is over there wanting to climb the corporate ladder, and he's just like having all of these, hard things that he's facing with himself. Maybe he's not believing in himself. Maybe there's all these limiting beliefs that he also has. And then 3 months from now, you have him being like, well, I'm a manifester. Wait, I'm here to lead. I'm not here to sit there and play small and do all the busy work. I'm here to be the main boss. So how can you help Mike embody that main boss energy? How can you help Susan really step into her power and maybe use her throat chakra to speak up more for herself, right? So human design gives you these tools, like I said, and a beautiful framework to really have and help and support your clients through breakthroughs. And the other thing that I've personally used human design for is also another avenue for my business. So if you don't know me and you haven't been following me and you're like, who's this person? I do astrology and human design readings, and I do various types of astrology and human design readings, but I also do spiritual retreats. And I've been able to infuse human design into my retreats. So really even, not only making it a framework to help me support my clients, but it's also given me a framework to really help others on these retreat journeys that I'm taking them on. So if we're with each other for 4 or 5 days, I'm definitely using human design. Oh, thank you for letting me know that I'm a great teacher. I appreciate that. And if some of you have even been to some of my retreats, or some of you have been one of my human design clients, or even my astrology clients, and really worked with me and had those like, oh, wow, like I've come to Arlene and got more like advice and therapy in a sense than I have ever gotten with my therapist. So these are things that, like I said, you're really looking at the core essence of who they are. And human design wants you to journey into your soul. And I love to use this analogy. And if you've done a reading with me, you've probably heard me say this, but everybody knows a Tesla. Teslas are out there, they're driving around, and now we're starting to see these robot cars that are like literally robots driving you around, right? So one of the things about human design is you can either let the car, right, which would be the body, the physical body, drive you around and just go on autopilot, unconsciously just driving you around, or you can be the soul sitting in the passenger seat, using the car as your vessel, aka your body, and literally taking a hold of the steering wheel and driving yourself around the body, right? So that's where we start to make the mind-body connection. So no longer are you just coming from a place of using your body to get to A to B. No, you're using the soul essence of who you truly are to drive that car, right? So the soul is now driving the car, not the body just doing whatever and doing its day-to-day thing and driving from here to there, and that's it, right? So human design, like I said, gives you that user's manual. Again, like the car, right? Every car comes with a user's manual. And human design gives you, as a human being and as a soul conscious being, your user's manual. So in turn, if you're going to be working with clients, you're only giving that gift to them. You're literally saying, this is at your core who you are. This is you can call it destiny, you can call it purpose, you can call it your karmic signature, however you want to word it. But human design has definitely gives you, the person who's helping support, tools. And not only that, you're not doing any guesswork. You're not waiting for the client to say something when you already see the signature in their chart. The signature of, oh, I see this and why they might be having this hiccup in their life. So now let me refer back to their chart and really help support and up-level them, because I have their user's manual now. And maybe my client just needs to understand their own user's manual so they can start driving their own car and not just being this like unconscious car driving around, right? I hope that metaphor made sense for you all and landed the plane. But again, I just wanted to let you all know that I am doing a 10-week certification where you're going to be working with me live. Every 10 weeks, I'm popping on a phone call with you, or not a phone call, a Zoom call, and we are going through different modules on how to, one, break down a human design chart, and then other modules on how to understand the gates and the channels and all the foundational things, understanding the authority, the energy type. And then once we really understand and embody that, then we start to move into, okay, how can you use this framework for clients? How can you use this framework in your own personal development as well? Because one of the things about me doing human design and being a human design certified reader and all these other things and using it in my business and in my personal life is I had to embody it myself first. In order for me to even start doing readings, I had to first understand my own human design chart. And what does Arlene look like? What is my user's manual? What is my soul here to do? So once I got that and understood that, then I was like, okay, now I feel confident enough to not just tell my clients, here's what you do, and then I don't even embody it. It's like, no, I know what they're going to be going through because I've embodied it myself. I've did all the things. I've understand that I'm a human design energy type is a projector. I'm a splenic authority. That's how I make decisions. My incarnation cross is the vessel of love. I'm a 1-3 profile. I like to investigate and I like to mess around with all the things. So I already know that about me, right? Because I've embodied it and I've accepted it. And I've been like, hell yeah, that is me. And so once you learn those tools in the certification program with me, you're also going to be working on yourself and really understanding yourself. And I'm just here to guide you through that, to give you the information, but you're the one who's doing all the work. And so we're going to have basically modules every week. We're going to break down the human design types and all that other fun stuff that goes along with the course. But then towards the later half of the 10 weeks, we start to really get into the fun stuff. We get into, okay, how can you use this for your business? How do you put a client reading together? How can you really teach yourself, if you haven't already embodied it and you don't have an understanding and awareness of what human design is, well then how can we implement this into your business? So this is where like the coaching starts to come in, because I've taken a lot of certifications and a lot of courses before where I'm like, great, I learned all the things, but how do I implement them into my business? So I've actually added that on into our human design certification. And if you want to go even deeper with me and you want more like give me all the things, Arlene, then I also added a human design intensive mastermind immersion retreat. And at this retreat, it's 3 days with me, and we are going to go deeper into really embodying human design. You're also going to learn about how do you do workshops, how do you put this if you want to do retreats, or how is this really going to work for you? And you're going to do like these higher advanced human design teachings and knowledges that I've been using and really enjoying and diving into. So you're going to get advanced ways to do advanced type readings at this 3-day immersive human design retreat. And also you're going to walk away with 3 to 5 branded pictures for you to put on your website, for you to use for promotional materials or whatever it is that you choose to. And then you're going to also walk away with videography. So if you really want to use this to up level and utilize as a business, you're going to walk away with social media marketing already in your pocket, ready to go. So that way, by the time we're done with the 10 weeks, you've already learned how to put client readings together. You've learned how to embody it for yourself. And then you've also walked away with things that you can literally start implementing for your business. Also, the biggest thing that I sometimes had hiccups with whenever I did other programs and certifications for various other things is I was like, well, how do I get the practice? So at this immersion retreat, you're going to get one-on-one practice with actual real people. And I will be there to, foresee things and ask questions. And you're able to get feedback from these one-on-one client readings that then you can walk away feeling like, oof, okay, I did my practicing. I've got my first 1 to 2 readings out of the way, and you can also get client testimonies from them, so you can put that on your website. So the idea is that you're on this journey with me, really understanding yourself, but also understanding how can you push this forward in your life? What does that look like for you? How does that look like for you in your coaching business? How does it look like in your spiritual healing business? How does it look like for you maybe if you're, like I said, if you're a therapist or a counselor? Like, you can use this even if you're a typical mom. Like, I'm a mom, and I've used human design to mother my whole family and really understand that each child is different and unique. So it's not just like, oh, it's just for clients and for everybody else. Like, no, use this for you. You can really use human design to really up level and understand each little child of yours or each friend of yours. It's also there for you to just join us in this 10 weeks. And even if you're like, well, I don't even know, I'm not a coach, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a healer, but maybe you want to dive into this just for yourself, this is the platform to do it. Not only that, it's intimate. We're getting intimate connections with others. This is something where I'm also going to be adding in like somatic practices for you on for you to embody yourself. So this isn't just a boring 10-week course. This is like, no, we're also going to bring in all the woo-woo stuff because I love doing that. I love sound healing. I love breath work. So we do have some little segmented, off the modules for you really embodying and understanding your human design type. So I just wanted to come on here and let you know a little teaser on how you can use human design for yourself, for your business, and also how you can really use this certification and this program if you choose to join me. There are 3 spots left over for a founder's pricing, so please reach out to me. Let me know if this is something that you're interested in. And feel free to visit my website. It's lunasoulwellness.com. Hit this human design certification tab, and you have all the information there. I also created a long video for you to watch. But if you're interested, definitely reach out. And last but not least, I also really want to invite BIPOC women who are in need of a scholarship or grant to join the certification program. So there is also an opportunity for a partial scholarship or full scholarship for the most part. And reach out to me. Few spots are limited. The applications close September 22nd. So please feel free to share this with anybody that you think would benefit from this and maybe financial hardship is an issue. I would definitely love to support my BIPOC women out there and create more diversity and inclusion in the spiritual health and wellness fields. So definitely here for that. And thank you all for watching. Thanks for joining me for this lunch break that we had. I'm super excited to share what human design is, how you can use it, and the benefits of it, and also how it can really support yourself too. So you all have a great day, and thank you so much for joining me.